Hey there, this is the Orlando Squadcast. It is your one-stop shop for all the latest news, history, and updates from the City Beautiful.
Hey, checkers.
Ooh. Yeah. This city is so huge, so there's a lot going on.
So tips, secrets, happenings, anything that's new that's happening, you're going to be hearing it here first. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Orlando Squadcast. You are joining us here as we explore the vibrant culture, people, places, and things that make Orlando so darn special. Get ready to be in the know and stay in the know with the Orlando Squadcast. Today, I am your host, Jonathan Spiegel, but I am not alone. I am here with my friends to the left and to the right of me. Today, I have my friend. He's slightly bearded, but also slightly trimmed up. Mark, how you doing, man?
I did trim my beard.
I know, you look good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets long. I go back and forth. Like, should I grow it out and do that thing?
Yeah.
Or should I trim it? And I always go trim.
You look good.
Now, I will say if I go to a barbershop, they make it look super cool. But
I don't know how they do like the curves to it.
They do so good. They do so good. But I can't
great.
go there every day.
No.
I can't go there every day.
No.
I would if I could, but
Same.
I can't.
A hot shave.
Speaking of, you're chirping in already. Mr. Rob, what's up, man?
Chirp,
How are
chirp,
you?
going, guys?
How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're new, welcome. If you're returning, you're our favorite listener. I think
Yeah.
that's safe to say.
You're a
And
favorite.
if you haven't already done so, please subscribe as we'll be releasing new content every single Wednesday. And if you like the content, give us a 5-star review. It's not that hard to do. You literally click a button.
Yeah, and then it pushes the Squadcast up,
Yes,
and then
and
more Orlandoanians. That's what we decided we're
right.
calling.
Yeah,
them.
Orlandoanians.
We'll see the podcast and they'll be like, I want in on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our
Cool.
goal is to provide valuable content for those who live in and love Orlando, and those who maybe don't live in Orlando but love Orlando, which this town is amazing. So what's
is
not to
amazing.
love?
It is.
We want to connect our great community and share everything and everyone that helped make the city beautiful. Beautiful.
That's exactly right. And we have an awesome show here today.
We do.
We have some great guests. We're going to be talking to some travel agents, MickeyTravels,
Yep.
people
Greg
from
and Elyssa Antonelle.
Antonelle. We're going to be talking to them, and we're going to be listening in about how to kind of, get some inside information about what to do in the parks and that kind of stuff, or why they moved down here.
Or what
Yeah.
a travel agent does.
Yes,
What a travel
exactly.
agent
So,
does.
so we're going to get
It's
into
fun.
that a little bit later on. But
But before that,
Yeah.
what did you do?
What'd you do?
weekend?
So let me tell you guys a little bit about something called Action Park.
What?
Action Park.
I
What?
drove past Action Park.
Did
and I
you
was like,
really?
What is this?
Yes.
What is it?
Action Park is one of the world's largest inflatable obstacle courses.
Stop it.
And it is on a small pond, and it is freaking epic and amazing. Okay.
I feel like
So,
I've
Wait a
seen
minute.
their
Is this like
ads.
that TV show where they like go up the inflatable thing and fall in the water, and it's like an obstacle course, right?
it's an obstacle course. You're talking about the oh gosh, what's it called?
Double
That
Dare?
show that's really
American
funny.
Gladiators?
It's really funny. No, it's
No, it's
not
like
like that. But
lava?
everything's wet.
Yes.
The lava.
Wipeouts.
Wipeouts.
Thank you, Vivian.
Woo,
Wipeout.
thanks,
Vivian
Vivian.
for the win-in.
Yeah,
Heck
good thing
yes,
she's
dude.
in here. We would have sat on that for 20 minutes.
That would have been
Oh,
our
yeah.
whole podcast. Is us stalling on freaking Wipeout.
Well,
dude.
that's the beauty of the podcast. They can just edit that shit out.
Edit it out, and you know
So
what?
did you go?
No,
Oh.
I didn't experience it. I drove by it. That was
Oh.
the experience.
And even that was exciting.
I can't
then
take
let-
my 2-year-old daughter on an inflatable.
Sure you could. You just
Yeah.
toss her in, you put a floaty on.
Listen,
Listen,
sometimes they
don't
got
be
to learn
scared
the
of
hard
that.
way.
Listen, Linda. They will find out how to do inflatable.
You just put them in,
Yeah.
jump.
They also do kneeboard lessons, skiing lessons, and all that kind of stuff on their private.
Well, then I'm going to
private
assign
lake.
you to go do it. So then you come back next time. You can
Tell us what it was
about
like.
the
All right,
experience.
deal. So it's on your way to the airport. That's why we've probably all seen it. It's on
Oh,
your right hand
yes.
side as you're
Yep.
driving to Orlando,
Yeah.
Orlando International. So yeah, so I did a bunch of research on it and stuff. That's what I was looking at. But so that's my thing that I'm going to be experiencing.
okay.
Mark,
okay.
team outing.
Team outing.
Team outing.
Yeah.
Team outing. Let's do it.
Yep.
Ooh, yeah.
Then we could have a wipeout.
can't wait.
And then Vivian can be the announcer on the side.
Yeah, because she can just remind us of what we're supposed to say.
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
like that.
She's like, you guys.
Cool.
missed this."
Hey, should we
You want to do a
O-Town-
little O-Town throwdown?
O-Town Throwdown?
I think it's time for Oh.
All right, I'm going to start. I like to start. I like to start with the local happenings, things that you can do with your significant other, by yourself, with your family, with your friends, with your brothers, cousins, sister, those people. So this is going to be kind of open. You guys are probably going to know about this, but the Orlando Farmers Market is pretty awesome. Have you guys been to any of the farmers markets?
No.
Just
So
the
I'm
Winter
gonna-
Garden one. I've been.
There's
to
one.
that
Okay, so I'm going to give you a rundown because there's not everybody can just go to Winter Garden,
Yeah.
right? They live in somewhere else. So we have the Winter Garden Farmers Market. So these are my Saturday These are Saturday farmers markets. Winter Garden from 8 to 1.
Okay.
Winter Park from 8 to 1. Lake Mary Farmers Market from 9 to 1:30. City of Longwood Farmers Market from 9 to 2. Lake Nona Farmers Market from 11 to 3. Those are all every Saturday.
Wow.
So you could just rotate.
Ooh.
Like a new one
Different
every time.
vendors, different
Yeah.
vendors.
Fresh.
What can you usually find at farmers markets? For those who've never been to a farmers market, what's usually there?
Orchids.
Orchids?
There's usually some
They
good
usually
flowers
have like
there.
there's always a hot sauce one.
There's
have
a
you
hot
seen
sauce
those?
one,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
always a hot sauce.
And honey too, right? Isn't
yeah,
there like
there's
a
always
honey
a
one?
honey one.
And
Yeah.
hummus. There's usually
I feel like
various
there's a
types of hummus.
I love a farmer's market. Do you guys usually spend money when you go, or do you just kind of hang?
I kind of hang because don't they have like a place to
Usually
get beer?
there's always music playing.
Music, yeah.
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 I spend money.
I spend money
I
too.
spend money on all the weird tchotchkes.
You do? You
Yeah,
get
for
excited
sure.
about like the,
I'm like, I
the
would
wooden
love to
carvings?
have my name burned onto wine cork. and
That's
and
cool.
have that made
Yeah,
into
but
a
it's like
keychain.
$7.
It's
Yeah.
$7. I love
Yeah.
it. It's mine.
Yeah, it's worth it.
And
For
you're
sure.
supporting local farmers, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they
That's
have the
the
fruit
idea.
and stuff. But
Yeah.
now it's turned into. I think it's not.
People wanted more than fruit.
I
They
will
were
say when we
going-
go to Winter Garden one, it's like the produce. Woo!
Good.
Good?
It's so good.
Is it expensive?
It's more expensive than Publix, but it's also from farmers.
Better quality.
Better quality, yeah.
Way better quality.
Yeah,
I
they're
bet.
not spraying stuff with it.
No.
You know.
Yeah.
No, I love it, but we go a lot. The Winter Park one's pretty fun as well.
Yeah.
I
you
haven't
get
been to the Lake
splash pad
Mary
there.
or
I haven't been to Lake Mary either.
Longwood. I would love to go to those. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys should go to those too. But
All
yeah,
right.
so I think overall that's happening all the time.
Yeah.
That's not specific to a weekend, but
Mhm.
I think or to like this certain weekend coming up.
Yeah, but
But
that's
I th-
helpful info.
I think with the weather turning, when spring is here, and
It's
this
berry
early summer,
season.
it's starting to be hot, but you can go out and take your kids.
It's
and
berry season.
it's berry
Let's
season.
get these
So,
berries.
Anyway,
Yeah.
farmers markets.
Thanks,
Farmers
Mark.
markets.
Yokel.
Thanks,
You're
Mark.
Thanks
welcome.
for the local yokel.
I want to. You know what I want to hear about though?
What's that?
Something to do with any kind of theme park
Any
situation.
kind of theme
I love
park.
a theme
Well,
park.
first of all, I have to correct myself. It's not called Action Park, what I was talking about earlier. It's called Aqua Park.
Aqua.
Yeah, I was
Park.
going to
Sorry.
say Action Park is that Netflix documentary.
It's the Netflix documentary about that
that
terrible
weird place
place
in
in
New
New
Jersey.
Jersey.
That's why I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I
and
want to
then
go
growing
there.
up in Illinois, we
You're
had a
like,
water
Orlando
park
had
called
one?
Knights Action Theme Park.
No,
And
Action
so that's
Park-
That's where that got in my
Action
mind.
Park.
so-
Did you watch that Netflix?
Yes, I did.
Not to diverse, but whoa, that
I
is
watched the one on
crazy.
HBO
People like
too.
died there.
Yeah,
What?
for
They
sure.
died, and then they kept going.
Yes.
They kept it open.
I have
Essentially,
not
this
seen
And
guy-
Action Park on Netflix. Check it.
Yeah, the
Or-
random
okay,
tangent.
what-
Okay, essentially, this guy had this idea for a water park that was so dangerous that he couldn't even get insured. So he opened up his own insurance company to issue his
Stop it.
own
No, it's
policies.
insane.
How
to
is that
himself.
legal?
It's insane.
It's
Have you heard of it? Have you heard of it, baby?
Action
Oh.
Park. Oh my gosh, it's
You got to watch it.
Yeah.
I remember when it came out, and I was like, nice.
There-
watch it,
there's
watch
a
it.
slide that people go down, and it's a literal loop de loop.
And I think it's called like the Death Drop.
It's
or
called like the-
something,
yeah,
and then
and
people died. on it.
there's people's teeth in the top of the freaking.
out of here.
and then they would just like sweep the body away. And
yeah,
keep going.
well, there
And
you
all
go.
the people that worked there were like 18-year-old, just
yeah, just like
hammered
and it was the
on
80s, 90s. They're just like smoking cigs, like on the lifeguard chair.
doing
Did you have to
drugs.
sign a liability?
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever?
yeah, but they just I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So-
Watch it anyway. Audience, you should watch it.
All right,
we
good
Yeah.
to know.
we can spin it home.
Anyway,
That
don't
has
worry,
nothing to do with
nothing
Orlando.
like that is coming to Orlando.
No, I was.
Well, thank
I
you
was
for
a
the
little anxious.
correction.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I know there's an adventure park coming up too.
There's an
That's-
adventure park coming
Yeah,
up
but
as well.
we just don't want to do Action Park.
No, but
No,
not Action
that's
Park.
terrible.
We're gonna steer
What's
clear.
your theme park stuff?
My theme park stuff is
Park
going to
Narc.
be for this time around.
Hmm.
We're going to be talking about the 25-year anniversary of Fun Spot.
What?
Fun Spot is an Orlando-based theme park. They're now in Georgia as well as Florida.
a gem.
For them.
It's a gym. So Fun Spot, this is their 25th year, their 25th anniversary. They have a lot of great family-friendly, awesome theme park or awesome park rides and things like that. What I like most about it is their go-karts.
The go-karts.
The go-karts are freaking
I haven't
awesome.
read 'em.
So you guys remember this. Remember I had my birthday party there
Yeah.
like 2 years ago
I do remember that.
at Fun Spot.
Yeah,
it was
I do.
amazing. I had
Yeah.
a blast. But it's just great. I really enjoy going there, celebrating 25 years, and
25
it's
years,
an Orlando based.
If you are an Orlando native and you're an Orlando lover,
Mhm.
you have to go to Fun Spot.
You
Fun
do.
You should
Spot
go watch.
is like a staple of our
It's like a
town.
mix between a pop-up carnival and a theme park.
Right
Yep.
in
Like,
between.
and not a Disney World, but a theme park.
Yeah.
Right? And like Six Flags or something. It's like
Yeah.
right in that hybrid area.
And their
I love
season
it.
pass isn't that bad.
No, you had season.
It's
you
not
used to have
that bad.
season
I did it
passes.
well because my son was such a young age and he loved going to. He would go there. We would go there all the time.
Yeah.
On a weekend where we didn't maybe have enough time to go to Disney World, I
Right.
would take him to Fun Spot,
Right, like
and
3 or
it
4
was
rides.
always, you know what, fun.
Yeah, and it's
There's
huge.
two of them, right?
There's two of them here in
There's
Orlando.
one in Kissimmee.
One in
area,
Kissimmee, and then one over here on
one over on
iDrive.
iDrive. And the one on iDrive is bigger. It's a little better. The roller coasters are a little bit
Yeah,
better.
Yeah, the one over in Kissimmee is
Old Town.
by Old Town.
Old Town,
Yep,
yeah.
for sure.
So you can do that kind of. You can go to the car show.
You can go to the car show, go have your
Go
kids get
kart.
some cotton candy, that kind of
Awesome.
thing. So
Good for them. 25
yeah, celebrating
years. Happy
25
birthday.
years. So
That's
happy
fantastic.
25,
Thanks
Old
for
Town.
sponsoring us, Fun Spot.
Yeah, thanks for sponsoring this episode, Old Town. We really appreciate
You know
it.
what's funny? We keep saying that, but none of these people sponsor us.
Well, that's what we're trying to do.
yet.
We're trying to do
Yet.
because I'll talk more about Fun Spot if they want to sponsor
All day
our show.
long.
It's huge. That's why. That was their slogan for a couple
Yeah,
years.
that.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Rob, what's coming to Orlando? What is it? Tell us about
Do you
what's
guys
coming.
want to know a little progress?
Tell us about some progress.
Okay. Holy Land Experience. Remember?
I do
I do.
remember.
Knocking it down.
Oh, God rest its
Thank
soul.
God.
Knocking it down.
Nice.
Sorry,
Nice
I
one.
was like,
No pun.
somebody's gonna say that.
Someone's
joke.
going to say it. You know what they're putting in?
No.
What?
Advent Health Emergency Room.
An Advent Health
What?
Emergency Room? Okay.
Yeah,
An
Advent
emergency
Health
room? I
is
mean,
gonna
I don't
do-
want to.
Yep. Demolition of the Shutter and Christian theme park near
Oh,
the Mall of
that's
Millennia
sad.
began April 26th. And the Altamont-based healthcare system plans a new one-story, 24-bed, 20,000 square foot freestanding emergency department on the land that was once holy.
So they're gonna have a great turnover rate. First of all, they're gonna be like, everybody's healed that comes into this
Yeah,
hospital.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's sad. I feel like that. I never went to the Holy Land,
Me neither.
but I always loved driving by it. I mean, like,
Yeah.
how crazy! What
Yeah.
a random theme park.
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
just felt like it was a kind of a staple here for
It
a while.
was a staple, and
It
it was
was-
pretty architecture.
It was
like,
right off. It's right off
right.
I-4.
Everybody saw it, and now it's going to be
I mean,
another.
I'm not going to ever
Advent Health.
say it's not progress to have a hospital. I feel
Well,
like
There's
We-
none really around there, though. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm like
Yeah,
zooming
you're
out in
right.
my mind. There's no emergency care or anything around that particular area, and that's right by Universal.
Correct.
yeah, Millennium Mall,
right by Millennium Mall.
all that stuff.
So I don't know. I think it's definitely. I think it's progress. I think it's high time somebody
think
did something with that space.
something-
Sure,
yeah.
and I think as the city gets denser, because we can only expand
Mm-hmm.
in certain ways, and I think the city will get denser. I think that they're kind of pre-planning for that, and that's why we're going to start seeing a lot of these
Yeah, I-
places pop up more. I think.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like my initial reaction is kind of like, oh, that's sad.
I agree.
Because I just
Well,
me when I
because-
first moved here, I remember like the Holy Land.
Holy Land.
We all just kind
Yeah.
of like it's like what's the building that they never finished?
the I-4 eyesore.
Yeah, what is that? That's it's kind of like that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh,
Everybody
it's
knows.
gonna be
if
about
they
sad
it.
ever
to see
take
it
that
go.
out, we're all going to be kind of sad.
Yeah, you never been there. You knew
Yeah.
somebody that worked there, but you
Yeah.
never went there.
No, I never. did
Maybe
go
we
Holy.
can put a petition in that Advent Health will keep the Coliseum.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
the Coliseum. Maybe
They
we
can
could
turn that
definitely
into
do
their
that.
ICU.
Oh my gosh, how cool!
or the like that's the entryway.
Welcome, gladiators.
yeah, that's the waiting room.
and Christians.
That's the waiting room.
Yeah, the
Those
waiting
who
room.
No,
survive.
I think that's progress. That's
Okay.
definitely
Yeah.
progress.
all right.
I think it's progress. You know, Will, is it sad to say that we're not going to have an experience like that again here in Orlando? Yeah, for sure. But it's been vacant for a while.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a great use of the land, and for it being in proximity to just a higher density area within Orlando,
Sure.
I think that's just freaking great.
Speaking of, we should probably talk to our guests.
Let's talk to our
Oh,
guests.
let's bring
So
them on.
I wanna
let's go
talk
and bring
some
our
Disney.
guests on. They're
Let's
gonna.
talk. This is like Disney.
Oh, we're gonna deep dive into Disney right
Aren't you
now.
curious what their favorite ride is as Disney experts?
I mean,
They're gonna
I'm
tell us.
curious to see what a vacation planner does, like
Yeah.
what a travel agent does.
Yeah.
Do I need
specifically
one?
for Disney?
Right?
Do you need one?
Do I need one?
We'll find out.
Let's find out right now.
Go. All right, everybody, we have an amazing couple here today. We are very, very excited about this. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Greg and Elyssa Antonelle, and we are going to be talking to them about their travel business that they have. They are travel agents here based out of Orlando. Transplants, actually. They moved down to Orlando from New Jersey. So we're going to talk to them a little bit about that. But just to tell you a little bit about them, they 12 years ago, they were, while living in New Jersey, they had exclusively booked Disney vacations and are one of the very few travel agencies in the country that have been designated with the Diamond Earmarked status by Disney. Okay, so that's literally Walt himself came down and bestowed a diamond crown upon thy head. And it was absolutely amazing. So MickeyTravels is the name of their company. MickeyTravels will book more than 15,000 Disney vacations in 2023. They moved to Windermere, Florida, thanks to the amazing help of Mark and Rob of the Orlando Home Squad. Whoever they are, they sound awesome. And it was the best move that they ever made to be down here in Central Florida. No pun intended. MickeyTravels has over 300 travel agents now and across the country, and they're growing, and it is amazing. In addition, Greg has started MickeyBlog.com 5 years ago, and it's quickly became one of the very most top Disney blogs in and on the web. They pride themselves on customer service and all of the awesome travel agents that live by their slogan, making magic happen one vacation at a time. Actually, hold on. Let me do that slogan again. It's actually making magic one vacation at a time.
Ooh,
I added happen in there, but that's not their coined phrase.
It's trademarked too.
Yeah,
so
it's
you can do
trademarked.
that,
I'm
right?
sorry about that.
Yeah.
So making magic one vacation at a time. Ladies and gentlemen, let me help you welcome, give a round of applause, Greg and Elyssa. What's up, y'all? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Good
of course,
intro.
of course. Thank you. I wrote it myself.
Great job.
I didn't write
You
it,
did.
but it
ChatGPT
wasn't one of those. No, it was not AI. It was not AI. You know, it wasn't those GPT things. But thank y'all so much for being here today. Thanks
Thanks
for
for
joining
having
us.
us.
Yeah, of course. So I wanted to start off and just ask you one question, just to kind of get the ball rolling. When was your first moment that you fell in love with Disney World, where you were like, I'm going to be making a career out of helping other people feel this feeling? What was that moment for you individually?
I mean, for me, I've been coming to Walt Disney World since 1972. So there goes my age.
Wow. Yeah.
You were 1 year
Going
old.
every year. My father instilled his love of Disney in me.
Mhm.
As far as wanting to help others, I actually realized about 14 years ago that Disney travel planners existed.
Mhm.
Didn't even know. I thought everybody booked on their own, or they went to, the big, brick and mortar mom and pop travel agencies. And when I realized that I could do that, everything I thought I wanted to do in my life just halted. And I was like,
Wow.
this is what I was put on this earth to do. Because I absolutely just love not only Disney for myself,
Mhm.
but helping others find that same magic in Disney vacations.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
there a moment as a kid that you can go back in time and just like resonated with you, being in a park or?
Honestly,
Or just the whole experience?
I'd be lying if I said I remembered my first or second visit to Walt Disney World because I was 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do remember the story my father told me of he met Walt Disney in Disneyland, shook his hand.
Wow.
And I know that Walt Disney's met a lot of people, but my
Sure.
father actually was a doctor in the Navy and was on leave.
Mhm.
Met him, and I just remember thinking, Walt Disney, that's like an urban he's an urban legend.
Yeah.
Like, he's not real.
Yeah, he's
you know?
almost like Snow White. Like,
Right,
nobody's
exactly.
met
Like
Snow
he
White.
doesn't exist. And then
Yeah.
my father just sort of shared with me just Walt's vision of just a place where people of all ages could actually come together and enjoy and make memories.
Mhm.
And I just, as we went every year, I just remember thinking whatever, even as a kid, whatever was bothering me growing up or whatever, things were going on, they didn't exist in the bubble of
Walt
Walt
Disney
Disney World.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
They just didn't exist.
Yeah.
So I knew that whatever was going on, I could always be happy.
Mhm.
So at any time that we had a trip planned, it was my escapism. And I think it still is today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Walt Disney World and it's changed over the years with technology and everything that they've done. But when were you like, oh, I'm good at this? Because I'll go to the parks and not know where anything is, not know where to go, not know what to do.
He's a former cast
I'm a
member. He
former
still
cast
doesn't
member,
know.
and I still don't know how to do this stuff. But it's difficult to navigate their systems, their operating times, their all their schedule of events. When were you like, oh, I'm really good at this? I can really do this.
Well, I don't, to be honest with you, technology, I'll be really frank, is, I don't know it like the kids do. So I actually lean on my 19-year-old cast member son to kind of show me all the things
Yeah.
that I don't know. But no, to be honest, I think what I felt, regardless of the technology, I actually felt I was good at this just because of my internal passion of Disney, and I wanted to share that. So to me, the other technology stuff I learned, I feel like, okay, I can get this, my Disney experience and Genie Plus and Lightning Lanes. I can figure that stuff out. To me, that's just a small part of what makes a Disney vacation. I really believe that. Yes, you have to learn all that. And obviously Disney's gotten away from paper and cards and
Right.
plastic. And anybody can learn that. And we can show them that as agents. But to me, what makes a great Disney travel planner is the passion for the product of Disney, any Disney destination. When you have that passion, you want to share that. That's where
That's
the
easy.
true,
That's easy.
the true magic
Her
comes.
passion is contagious
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
for,
really, I can
for
say that
Disney,
too.
and it's real.
So you're like an extension of the magic.
I'm an extension of Walt Disney.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey.
Greg, what
Yeah.
was a moment for you?
What was the moment whenever you fell in love?
So I'm
Not with your wife. With Disney.
well, by probably might have been the same day.
simultaneously.
Every day I wake up in love with my wife more and
So
more.
I sort of joke around. I'm sort of Disney by marriage.
Yeah.
Like, I never went to Disney as a kid.
Oh, okay.
So the first time I went to Disney was with Alyssa in college.
Oh my God.
So you
That's
literally
cool.
like,
We
it's
met in
infectious.
college, and we started dating in college. We've been dating a long time, and
Mhm.
so the first time I went to Epcot with her, and I was like, "Whoa, this is pretty cool."
Yeah.
Oh, and she's
And-
like skipping around the Epcot about the
And,
World Showcase. How do you not love it?
I ran
right?
another business for many years up in New Jersey, and I was
Mhm.
helping her at night and on weekends, and started doing more and more and more. And the next thing you know, I do this full time now, and I joke
Wow.
around that I love it more than she does. She says no, but no, it's just, I mean, it's crazy that we get to do this for a living.
Yeah. Now I was checking out I was creeping on your Instagram page. You have 2 new followers, both me. On both of your
personalities.
pages. Yes, for sure. So I was checking out. They both kind of have a different vibe, if you will, as to what they're geared towards. Your 2 Instagram pages, right? So what made you want to go now? Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Mickey Blogs one, that one has like a little bit more of like insider stuff and like little details about things that you might miss in a park. One specifically that caught my eye was the caterpillar from Fox and the Hound. That
yeah,
is
I saw that
chilling.
clip.
Did you see that clip
Yeah.
too? Yeah, and that's chilling in Epcot in the World Showcase, and it's just like that's specifically for those little tiny Easter eggs, if you
Yes,
will,
exactly.
the hidden Mickeys of those who know what those are and everything. What drove, was it the idea of hidden Mickeys or those kinds of details, or what made you want to focus on those little Easter eggs a little bit more with this?
I think, you make a good point, because with those 2 pages, the Mickey Blog, Mickey Travels Instagram pages, that's exactly what we do.
Mhm.
So Mickey Travels is, we want to get people in the parks. We want to show them what,
all
they're-
Disney destinations,
all
actually.
Disney destinations,
Cool.
cruises, etc. But on the Mickey Blog side, like you said, we're providing those little things that maybe people don't know.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what Epcot is, or Hollywood Studios, or
It's the extra
Magic-
touches.
It's Space Mountain.
Yeah.
Everybody knows like what the Haunted Mansion is. But
Mhm.
last week we put a clip on about a new scene within the Haunted Mansion. It was new lighting. It was new red lighting by the hearse,
Yep.
which wasn't there previously. And so if you don't know that, and you've ridden it,
Mhm.
hundreds of times, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, that's new. So we're in the parks all the time. So we're able to.
Is that how you
pick those
find the
things.
insider information, just by being there and witnessing it, or do you have?
Well, a combination of
Inside
we're-
sources.
We're there all the time. We have reporters who work for us that are in the parks all the time, who are probably more knowledgeable than we are on all those little
They
things.
know when a light bulb is out.
Wow.
They know when a light
Yeah.
bulb's
They're
out.
like,
So they
that,
know
was,
it-
that was on yesterday. It's off.
Do they
today."
have like
They know the rides intimately.
Absolutely.
Do they have the old index cards in their hat, like they look like reporters, like like Walt Disney would like? He's like,
They're like, sir, you need to stop performing here. we literally have street mode that does this.
That's right. That's right.
That's funny.
Yeah, no. So we do have some inside sources,
Cool.
But for the most part, it's just the experience that whether it's us or our reporters have, just being in the parks all the time. So
I think it's the attention to detail, because
Yeah.
that's how think about it.
Yeah.
Every attraction, every restaurant, every resort, everything on the ships, the attention to detail is impeccable.
Mhm.
It literally, you just wonder, how did they get every single detail
Yeah.
Mhm.
down?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we want to do at, certainly Mickey Blog, to show those details that, like Greg said, everybody knows. We don't have to say, hey, did you know there's this big, golf ball in Epcot, this big spaceship? Or everyone knows. But how about those little things where people say, I would never have seen that. I wouldn't have known that, but I'm going to go look for that next time
Yeah.
I'm in
Right.
Disney.
Right.
Or, oh, I'm excited. You know what? We're going to actually go to Magic Kingdom. I'm going to check out that new scene in Haunted Mansion that I might have
Especially
missed.
pass holders or
Yeah.
people that come back every year
Yeah.
at the same time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
That's cool.
Absolutely.
I have a question about being a travel agent, because I don't know what that's like. None of
Yeah.
us do. What's a day in the life? I mean, you guys run the company, so it's probably different. But if you're like,
I'm
how
a
many?
travel agent.
You
she still books.
You're
still-
still,
all
you're
right,
still
so then what's
active
a
and
day-
rocking and rolling.
What's a day in the
Wow.
life of
Okay.
a Disney travel agent?
Yeah,
look
tell
like?
us.
I mean, on a typical day.
Yeah. So the thing about it is, it's always different.
Mhm.
And that's the beauty. But you know what I tell our agents, or especially the ones that want to become agents, it's going to be different every day, which I love. I get really tired with, just the
Yeah.
every day doing the same thing. I don't want a job like that where it's just, I'll get bored, completely.
Yeah.
But what I always tell the agents is the one consistent thing is it's going to be about Disney. Always about Disney. You don't know what's going to come into your inbox. You don't know questions someone's going to ask. You don't know what inquiries someone's going to, but it's always going to be about Disney.
Yeah.
And if you love Disney, so it really is everything from marketing. We're big marketers, planning, answering questions, giving great advice, booking vacations, on the phone all the time with Disney destinations, getting everything taken care of.
Yeah.
Which is a feat unto itself. But that's the beauty of working with MickeyTravels is we're the ones that are doing the legwork. The other thing I like to mention, if I may, is we are a 100% free Disney planning agency.
That's awesome.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So we don't charge any. Some agencies do. I'm not here to talk about other agencies.
You're here though. You're here. Though.
We're here.
They're not.
We are 100% free. So whatever the cost is on the website or calling Disney directly, we're exactly the same. And if anything,
That's
we're going to
amazing.
monitor for discounts, but our planning services are free. So
Wow.
why would you not work with the best?
Right.
So can I ask a question? Like, what does a typical, like if you get somebody that calls, what do they typically ask for? Like, what is a typical, like, hey, I'm looking to go do Disney from here to here, or I want to go to the resort in Hawaii, or I want to book a cruise. Like, what is typically, like, what does that process look like?
I'll let Elyssa answer because I don't book trips. That would not be good. But what I will tell you is most of the time it would be terrible. But
movie night every night.
But as far as what they want, the majority of the time, they have no clue what they want.
Right.
They have no clue, and that's
okay.
why we're able to assist
So
them
they're
by asking
relying
questions and
on your
exactly.
passion to kind of guide
Or
them.
you have the opposite where they do know what they want,
Here's
they
the
just don't have
list.
the time.
Oh,
Or they
okay.
just don't want to deal with it.
Right.
Here, if you're going to do it for me
Yep.
and it's going to be free, do it.
And you mentioned our slogan, making magic one vacation at a time. That's what it is, because sometimes, you might have one client that wants to go to a Valley resort for the weekend. You might have another client. We have a client that is, they're a royal family overseas, and they'll rent out a floor from the Grand Floridian for
We love them.
for 3 weeks.
I do too.
I have a
Can
follow-up question about that.
I'm already friends with them.
For 3 weeks. So vacations are completely different.
Right.
And sometimes they know what they want, but a lot of times they're just like, I want to go to Disney. I have no clue where to
Yeah.
start.
They want to know if they can afford it. I think number one,
Yeah.
let's be honest, everybody.
So that's the first question.
Well, right. How can I do this? How much is it going to cost me?
Right.
Very fair question. I
Yeah.
think we asked that going to the food store.
For anything, right?
Can I afford these steaks?
With
You know-
that really quick, are you seeing repeat customers as well? Because typically coming to Disney can sometimes be the trip of a lifetime, right? And if you're going for this extravagant, awesome, freaking great planned out thing, I imagine with your royal family and things like that, but do you have people like the one-offs, and do you have like repeat people, and to kind of go into that question?
I've had
and
people
answer?
who have said, this is our one and done. And then a year and a half later, they're
They're
like,
calling back.
I'm ready to come back.
Wow.
Which I think to myself also, a MickeyTravels agent has done a great job
Yeah.
for them.
Mhm.
And actually to come back and work with us.
We get a lot of referrals. We get a lot of repeat business. And I think that's how, it comes because of how we treat our clients.
Yeah.
For the
I'll
most
tell you a little
part.
fun fact.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys probably have heard of Adventures by Disney.
Mhm.
It's not very well advertised by Disney, but Adventures by Disney is the highest return rate of any Disney destination at 98%.
Really?
Wow.
Little fun fact.
and
the
those are
reason-
the excursions and
It
things
is.
like
It's
that.
the guided tours.
Yep.
A lot of people are very hesitant because they're expensive.
Mm-hmm.
They do come in at a higher price point than other guided tours, that are out there. But there is nothing like the Disney difference with these adventures. And they're international, they're domestic. And there's a 98% return rate. So I tell the agents, and I have quite a few Adventures by Disney clients, once you find your market, which by the way is a high-end market, and they go, your job is done. It's a
Done.
matter of where they're going next.
Wow.
Where's their
It's
next
because they
destination?
love it so much.
That
Gotcha.
speaks volumes to the quality and the level of
Exactly.
the
Experience.
experience.
The experience,
Yes.
yeah. And whenever you have a product that you're working with, such as Disney, you know that it's such a quality product where you're like, all right, great. I got everything kind of set up. Now this is the perfect pitch. We know that they're going to be taken care of. It's a
Absolutely.
great company to be working with in that. The Disney Magic has been something because we're all former cast members as well. So like the Disney Magic is something that, resonates no matter how long you've worked there, no matter,
Absolutely.
who you are, that kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. So that's really interesting. Rob, what was your question about the family that rents out the Floridian
I
thing?
just want to know what was the craziest vacation that you've planned? Like, tell us what like the craziest, most expensive, most elaborate, most incredible vacation that you've ever planned.
I mean, the Bahrain clients are not mine. They're MickeyTravels, but they're not mine. So I can't say that. But I will say, I just to think of one recently, I had a sorority sister of mine from 100 years ago when I was in school. And we've kept in touch, vaguely. Yeah, exactly. Through Facebook. She reached out to me about 6 weeks ago. She's like, hey, thinking about going on a cruise. And I thought, yeah, great. So it was a week on the Fantasy. I priced it out first. She wanted a concierge 1-bedroom suite. Came in at $22,000. I'm like, she's gonna laugh at me. I sent it over to her. I'm like, don't bite the hand. I'm just the messenger. And she comes back and she goes, I think I saw a royal suite. I'd rather have that one. $37,000 for the week that she booked, and she's going in August.
What does the royal suite include?
Well, hopefully somebody's like feeding you great.
Yeah, I would think like Walt comes back and he
they
shakes
wash
your
your
hand.
feet every day.
Those are the things that like you only
Mickey Mouse,
It's a hologram.
They unfreeze him. Like, hey,
Welcome to your royal suite.
I mean, it's pretty
animatronic.
amazing. What's funny is it really comes down to. Oh,
Sorry.
Wait.
It's Nicholas.
Hold on.
We
can
just so
get
you
this.
know,
Their ringtone.
This is the Disney Electrical Parade,
And
music.
that's your
Turn me
ringtone.
off. It's
The
my
original.
son.
It's
We have an override.
We have an override
Like
on
if
my
our son
kids.
calls, it'll ring even
I
if our
hear you.
phone
Which
is
is
off.
really bad. Yeah, it's not going to ring anymore.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you can.
No worries. But
should have
just
that.
so
It's an
those
override
who
for
don't
my
know, a little tidbit, that was the Disney Electrical Parade.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Started at
did have it on
Disneyland
mute.
and then came over here and played for a while. I was a bannerman in DEP back in the day, and I carried the light up banner during
Wow.
DEP. Yep.
That's amazing.
It sounds
Heavy.
Amazing.
It was
So I
heavy.
apologize for that. That was our son.
Yeah, no big
amazing.
deal.
No
No,
worries.
it happens.
Let's,
No, people call.
It's all good.
So they moved here in 2020.
Yes.
Well, 2019 you moved here.
We
Right.
moved here in 2019.
Yeah.
Right.
and
Before the pandemic.
Before the pandemic.
Right.
So you were one of the people that were like, we're from New Jersey.
Yeah.
And you came down here. What has it done? So I remember I helped you guys buy the house. And it was a big decision to come from New Jersey. But
Yeah.
to me, as an outsider, you run this huge travel agency about going to Disney World,
Yeah.
and you didn't live here.
Yeah.
And I remember you guys were
Yeah.
debating it in my head. I was like, why don't they just live here? This
Yeah.
is way
Right.
better. You finally made it. So what's it done to your business from running it in New Jersey to being a local now?
Right.
I think the biggest thing is from a content perspective. Like
Mhm.
we're able to be in the parks every day. You know where we live. We could be in Magic Kingdom in 15 minutes. So to be able to get video, to take photos, we sort of pride ourselves on when the park was Walt Disney World was reopening. We were first at many of the restaurants when they opened up. So when the new restaurant, the barbecue place, Roundup Rodeo,
yeah.
we were the first guest inside Roundup
that's
Rodeo.
cool.
We were the
Wow.
first guest inside the M&M store in Disney Springs. And it's not like, hey, look at us, we're first. It's just about getting content for our
It's
agents.
about
So-
letting your audience experience that with you.
and that's what it is. So even though, we might have travel advisors who are in New York or Colorado or Texas, it's almost like they're here in real time because we're getting them content right away.
Mhm.
What a
Um,
timely move for you guys. I mean,
yeah.
now all eyeballs are on these things to have moved at the
Absolutely.
time that you did.
Yeah.
I think prior to, well, I mean, he can attest to this, but prior to us moving, Mickey Blog, when we started, we're planning articles because that's all we had. And I don't want to make it like a negative
Yeah.
thing, but it was just planning articles, and that's great. And now it's planning articles, but it's content, it's merchandise, it's food, it's breaking news. Right now we're on barge watch at Epcot.
What's that?
Barge
the
watch.
harmonious
So the
barges that they had.
barges
Yeah.
that need to be exploded and sunken into the lagoon.
That's what they're going to do.
No,
they're gonna remove them
So we always
backstage,
thought that
but-
they were a little bit of an eyesore, right,
Right.
on the lagoon.
Yeah, they
So
are.
3 of the 5 are gone, and we're on barge watch.
And they
Barge
just
watch.
do it when you don't. They just do it whenever
They'll do it overnight.
Well, it's like
they
everything else,
remove
like the
them.
holidays.
Yeah.
They transform Halloween to Christmas
Yeah.
overnight in Magic Kingdom.
Mhm.
Those barges need to be gone. As you can tell,
Yeah.
I feel a very strong opinion about this.
Barge watch.
Barge
Barge
watch.
watch.
Barge watch
2023.
2023.
You
T-shirts
ask
coming soon.
You ask a great question though too, as far as like what's helped moving down
Yeah.
here. The other thing is we'll do a lot of live streams in the parks, and I remember being up in New Jersey during like snowstorms and it's 20 degrees and all that type of stuff. And we'd be watching live streams and like, oh man, it's 85 degrees. It's February 4th.
You're watching
whatever.
another travel
And
agent's
so,
content.
yeah, or just like vloggers or
Another vlog.
whatever.
Yeah.
But now, like, so we'll watch the weather, and so there's going to be a huge storm out in like
Now
Chicago
people
or
hate
whatever.
us.
And so when I see a blizzard, we go and we live stream, and we book more vacations during snowstorms
yeah,
than you would
smart.
imagine because people are home.
Yeah.
Kids are home from school, so parents are home, and they're they don't want to watch
And
the
we
snow.
pray they don't hate us.
So
for
they're
being
watching
there.
they're
Yeah.
watching 85-degree Disney
Yeah.
World.
you
and-
walking through and
Yes.
spending a day at
And-
Disney.
yeah.
Right?
so just being down here affords us to do that, and from a content perspective, it's just a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. So whenever we were we were chatting before y'all showed up and everything, and we were discussing, and you had talked about whenever you were able to go to a couple of these locations prior to the general public being able to go to them and that kind of thing. Are you able to, is it because of what you're doing with your travel blog things that you're doing, that is because of the content? So if we're talking about like you guys being able to kind of go in there and be before the general public and things like that, how do you get invited to that? Is it because you know somebody? Is it because you do the content? They know you.
build a
Like,
relationship.
Well, some of
or-
those things, it was just a matter of like we were first inside Space 220, but that was not because of any invitation. That was just we lined up early in the morning, and
We get up very
Yeah.
early for reservational roundup rodeo.
but we do get
Gotcha.
invited to. So we were on the christening cruise for the new Disney Wish cruise ship. So we'll get invited to certain events, and that's because most of the time because of the travel agency.
Okay, cool.
Sometimes because of the blog, but because of the travel
Because of the
agency.
status that we are. So just
Yeah.
to give you a little idea, so there's different levels of earmarked,
Mhm.
and we're diamond, and there's only currently about 12 diamond agencies in the country.
wow.
So
So you guys are elite.
That is
we're at the
amazing.
tip-top.
That's
We're really,
awesome.
we're really
You
proud
work
of
hard.
that.
They work
and
so
we
hard.
don't take all that credit. That's our
I take it.
agency.
And
How
when
many
were you?
Greg takes it.
Three,
You know.
Greg's, he's like, it's because I
Greg's
do
like, it's
stuff.
actually
He's
all
like, I
because
got
of
it.
me.
Yeah, I've done a lot of stuff.
I quit my job
Yeah.
to be really badass at this shit.
When were you
So-
awarded your diamond status?
So we going into fiscal year 23. So Disney's fiscal year, as you guys probably know, is October 1 to September 30.
Yep.
So as soon as it turned fiscal year 23.
So you're not even a year in.
now.
No.
Wow.
No.
Well, the interesting thing about that though is we were during 2020, I guess we were at that level. As long as everything progressed
For sure.
the way that it would, and I remember talking to one of the senior leaders at Disney at the opening of
The
Runaway Railway.
Railway.
We were at the Runaway Railway opening, and he was sort of congratulating us on being at that level. And I was like, yeah, the only thing that could ruin it at this point if the parks closed down for whatever reason. And sure enough,
So it's your
so
fault.
it was my fault. I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
you
put it in the
Nostradamus.
universe.
Wait a second. It happened
a
because
month,
of
a
him.
I
month
was
later.
just singing your praises.
Exactly.
So
What
we
just
went.
happened? Yeah.
So we went from being there to all of a sudden with trips canceled
Wow.
for
Wow.
4 months. We
Mhm.
went back down.
Ooh.
So
Talk about foot and mouth.
yeah,
But we stayed together. Our goal, our job as owners was to stay positive.
Sure.
It was hard because there's nothing much to be
You
positive
pivot.
about.
You have to pivot.
You have to pivot.
Yep.
Many agencies had to rehome their agents. They
Mhm.
didn't make it through, which is very sad.
Yeah.
As many businesses
Right.
Right.
didn't, in the country.
Mhm.
So I can't imagine. I just looking where we are from there, and it isn't that long. It's not like it
Yeah, we
was
came out stronger.
15 years ago, and it's like, oh, man, it's not that long ago. And to think where we are now, is such a testament to these agents,
Mhm.
and they're just staying positive, sticking with it, and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, which
And-
was
Yeah.
very, very faint and hard to see.
Oh yeah, that was a weird.
Right. I
time.
mean, I think for everybody. I mean,
yeah,
it
nobody.
was-
I mean, yeah, anybody.
You've
right?
been
And-
down
All our listeners,
here
too.
now since then, and you've established your roots and everything now down here. What are some of your personal things that you've discovered? We have something here that you sent in, but I just want you to kind of talk to us about what you've discovered being down here as a new transplant in Orlando. What is something that you found in Orlando or around Disney Springs or the greater area that you're like, oh my gosh, this is pretty cool. I'm in Orlando and I get to experience this now.
Fireworks from my backyard.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That was a big thing when they were house
I can
hunting.
hear them go off. I know what time it is. Actually, when we were looking at houses, and you remember this, every single house we looked at with Mark,
Mhm.
Mark's like, let me get my little handy dandy fireworks.
Yeah, it was
thingy
Google.
out.
It's called Google Maps.
Yeah, and he's, is that what it was?
It was Google. Well, I mean, it was cool because
And he's
I
like,
still do it. Yeah.
There, and we knew. He's like,
Yeah.
they're over there. They're over there. And I
Mhm.
thought, Oh, come on. And I remember just being
Because
like,
you can't see it when you're looking at houses. It's during the
Wow.
day. I'm
No,
like, no, I
exactly.
promise they're going to be right there.
I
And you're like,
hear it, I see it. So all joking aside, like that's fun.
Yeah.
To be
That-
able to
and that's a
actually-
selling point for people when it comes to real estate. They're like,
Huge.
Yeah.
I'm going to advertise that I can see the Disney
Yeah.
fireworks
I
from
think
my
that was all the
backyard.
listing
Yeah.
of our house.
Yeah,
It was.
It's,
I think
it's something that we
nightly.
advertise on our listings, which I think is super cool,
Oh,
and
yeah.
not many people get to do.
I mean, to think about it, you're actually watching the fireworks over the castle in your home.
And
Yeah.
isn't there a way that you can sync the music with it too,
Yeah, you
like
could
to
do
the
that.
show,
Yeah.
so you can like
Yeah.
experience it in your
Yeah.
oh,
backyard?
absolutely.
Oh,
No
I
need
like-
to go to
I like to
parks.
hum the Pirates of the Caribbean theme.
Ooh, yeah.
You know, just so it's extra exciting.
Yeah, really hard though. Really intensely.
I think the other thing, though, to your question is up north, everybody looks forward to, Friday is the day because it's like, happy Friday. And everybody looks forward to Friday. Down here, every day's Friday for
Yeah.
us. It's just
Yeah.
every day is, not every day, but sunny. The weather's amazing.
Mhm.
So for us, it's just a completely different lifestyle.
Yeah,
Completely
definitely.
different.
Do you
just
guys
completely
go outside of the bubble? I mean, now that you've been here for 4 years, do you feel I mean, Disney's awesome, but you can't go there every day. You're gonna go.
We've experienced the beaches. We went to Coco
Okay.
one time. Then we went to like St. Pete,
Okay.
and we've been to St. Augustine.
Yeah, we do a lot
Our
like
son is in Miami.
right.
So
Right.
obviously-
Florida itself is a completely different beast. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, we just saw Steve Martin and Martin Short
they're
this past
great.
weekend.
At the Dr. Phillips
right
Center?
here at
Dr.
the Dr.
Phillips,
Phillips.
super
Oh
cool.
my gosh.
That was amazing.
Super
Like
cool.
we saw Paul McCartney and Bruce Springsteen. We like to see all the senior citizens. It makes us feel young.
No
but,
Taylor Swift.
But
Yes.
no, but like so
Who
there's
can
a
afford
ton of
it? Let's be
entertainment
honest.
down here.
yeah.
There's a ton of I mean, there's really not much we can't do here
Mhm.
than where we were up by New York City.
Yeah.
That's the way that we look
Yeah.
at it.
That's
Definitely.
awesome.
So
yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite ride at Disney World?
ooh, that's a
Attraction.
tough one. I don't know if I've ever been asked that actually.
What? It feels like a simple
I
question.
yeah.
don't know if
Feel like
I've
the
not-
first
if I've
question.
ever been asked that. I like Rise of the Resistance. It's
Oh
down all
yeah,
the
it's
time.
so good.
It's just so different.
It's so smart.
It's more of an experience
Yeah.
than a ride.
Yeah.
I would probably say that, but that's a tough one. I like them all.
All right.
I was gonna go with.
The Great Movie Ride.
I'm
I
still,
wish
I'm
they
still
would have
mourning it.
redone it.
Still mourning
I
it.
know.
I
yeah,
have to
that-
say though, I think Guardians is pretty
Guardians
amazing.
is wild.
I have yet to.
You haven't ridden it?
Yeah,
No,
Guardians-
it's
I haven't
hard to
ridden
get
it
Oh,
either.
in.
you're so confused. I get off of it, and I've ridden a
The
lot now.
music is what I love the most
It's
because I feel
so-
like you are actually part
Yeah.
of the music. You know
It
what
just
I mean?
does stuff. You turn the whole time.
Yeah.
Like the first time you
Very
ride
smooth.
it's so smooth, but you're just confused. You're just, I don't know what just happened to my body.
Right. Yeah. You're like what?
And then when you ride it a lot and you watch other
Yeah.
people get off, they're just
Disoriented,
they're
right?
not happy, but they're not unhappy.
Yeah.
It's a really weird like
Hey, what just happened?
yeah, you have
you
to
need
ride
to
it.
digest. I
Yeah.
always say when there's a new attraction that's pretty, detailed. Not talking Small World.
Right,
Not
right,
talking
right,
like
right.
Tiki Room. You have to have a minute to kind of be like. I have to say though, if I will say, Flight of Passage.
Oh, Flight
is
of Passage.
Definitely.
Yeah.
For
I
sure.
just feel interesting thing, if I may. I've been on Flight of Passage many times, and first few times I've been on, I'd never seen Avatar, and I was
Mm.
like, I didn't. This whole floating mountains and
Right.
bioluminescent colors. I was like, and I did. I was like, oh, I love this. This is amazing. We saw Avatar and Avatar 2, and I'm like, I am riding Flight of Passage
Mhm.
as I'm watching them. Like they got it so great. Actually met Joe Rody
Oh
at
yeah.
the
Yeah.
when we had the media event at Pandora. So I just went up to him and just said, "This is awesome.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
great
yeah,
job,
yeah.
So I say Flight of Passage. I'm
Passage,
gonna
Flight of
take that
Passage.
back from Guardians. Flight of Passage
Flight of
is
Passage.
I
All
think
right.
it's
It's a
very
beautiful
emotional.
queue too. Like I remember
Yeah.
the wait being like 2 hours when I went
Yeah.
to ride the
Yeah.
ride, but the queue was so like immersive.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well,
And
that
I-
was Walt. Walt always wanted to tell a story, as you guys
Mhm.
know.
Yep.
Before you even got on the
Sure.
attraction.
Yeah, the queue is the place to set up
Absolutely.
the circumstances.
Set the
up,
story.
Set the story.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like a neon Willy Wonka factory. I just want to like touch and lick everything. I'm like, oh
Right,
my
exactly.
gosh, it's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Salty.
Lick,
So
lick
salty.
the wallpaper.
Like
You
the
were gonna
wallpaper.
ask specifically. I'm switching a little bit
Yep.
to locals, right?
Yeah, for
Using
sure.
them.
So specifically have why would a local use a travel agent?
Them, the Mickey
Them.
Travels,
Right.
Mickey
Not
Travels,
any travel.
not any
agent.
travel
the
agent, but
Diamond.
But as a person who's local here,
Yeah.
if we're just what would be an instant where you would be able to provide service for us as a local?
It's a great question. I think a lot of times we do book a lot of locals. And one of the reasons is some of the perks that Disney gives to guests who stay on property. So you get early entry. So especially on those days where you want to ride, whether it's Flight of Passage, Guardians has a queue, virtual queue, but Flight of Passage, early entry, you can go into Animal Kingdom half an hour before the general public and go walk right
But
to
as
Flight
a
of
local
Passage.
who's not
Wow.
staying on property, we still can definitely help them just with the
Yeah.
tips, the tricks, kind of how to do this. I can't tell you the number of times we've been in line getting into Magic Kingdom, getting into Epcot, and the people in front of us scan their Magic Bands, or their cards, it turns blue. And the first thing the cast member says is, "Do you have a park reservation?" They're like, "I have a ticket."
Oh,
Yeah.
They don't know that you need
You
the
have to
park
make a
reservation.
reservation.
And then now what they're doing is they're going to
That'd
that
be me.
huge line at guest relations and hoping that they can, they can get a park reservation.
Yep.
Knowing that we were actually in Epcot one day and a couple behind us said, "Can you tell us how we were in line to quickly get to Guardians? How's the quickest way?" So we're like, straight, left,
Yeah.
do this thing. And they're like, "Oh yeah, we're excited. We're going to go right there."
I'm like,
And
"You
so
don't
he
have
said,
a-
"Do you have, a virtual queue?" And they
Like,
said, "What
"What's
do you
that?
mean?"
What's that?
They're like, "We just wanted to go in line." And they
Like, you
didn't
can't
know
walk
they
on?
couldn't.
I didn't know
They don't
that.
have a
Yeah,
line.
that they couldn't do. So those are the things
Wow.
where, our goal is to get people prepared
Yeah.
and confident.
Yeah.
So they
Oh,
can
they're-
book you. So a local could book. You could book their tickets, but do you
Yes.
touch their lightning lane? Like, do you book those
We
out?
can certainly help them.
Yeah.
Yeah, with any kind of Genie Plus or most people do that because you have to be here. They do it in the
Right.
morning. But we can definitely, and again, it's the advice.
And I think that's what locals are looking for. They're looking for somebody to help elevate their experience and
Exactly.
kind of make their experience more efficient. Because I think when it comes to Disney,
Absolutely.
that is where the money is. Like, how efficient can I make my stay? Because you've only got so much time and you've got to do as much as you can.
The biggest piece of advice I give to people who are locals or coming from afar is set your expectations realistically.
Ooh, that's good.
Because, everybody has this, I'm going to do every attraction. There's going to be no lines. I'm going to do everything. And the reality is you get here, you can plan. I'm a huge planner. Planning is everything. But you have to be willing to pivot and adjust those plans as the need is, kind of comes.
Yeah.
So I think that's so important. Come here and have your plans, but be willing to be flexible
Yeah.
Right.
and set
Yeah.
your expectations, I don't want to say low, but
Realistic.
realistically.
Realistic, yeah. So if anybody is listening that wants to be able to reach out to you, would you be able to provide us with your handle and your contact information and that kind of stuff?
I think we can.
All right, great. So go ahead and talk to us about it. What's your information?
Yeah.
So MickeyTravels.com.
Mm-hmm.
I always follow that with making magic one vacation at a time. Just habit. But MickeyTravels.com. Elyssa, ELYSSA at MickeyTravels.com. We have a phone number, but nobody calls anymore these days. It's
Yeah.
all,
Right.
it's all email or
DMs.
DMs or whatever.
Yeah.
Mickey Travels on Instagram, Mickey Travels on TikTok, Mickey Travels on YouTube, Mickey Travels on Twitter. So,
Awesome.
Everywhere.
What happens if there's somebody that's thinking about being a travel agent? Are you guys looking?
So
to-
we get, it's interesting. We get anywhere from 50 to 100 people apply each day.
No.
50
Yeah.
to 100
That's
people.
unbelievable.
Nationwide?
I could pull up my email right
That's
now.
so cool.
We get
Yes.
50 to 100 people
Wow.
apply each day. Everybody wants to be if you love Disney, you want to be a travel
Sure.
agent.
I mean, in the last couple of years,
So-
that has become huge, especially locals who love the
Yeah.
park so much. I mean, the Disney fanatics here
Correct.
have probably gone up exponentially in the last
Absolutely.
3 years alone.
But I
Yeah, the
have
one-
to say, though, the one thing that's important is while we do get a lot of applications, we read everyone. We're very,
Yeah, very
very
selective.
particular and very selective.
Mhm.
Not in a,
Elite
a
way.
elite way, exactly, an elite way, but more we want it. We're about quality over quantity because we owe that to our clients.
Yeah, definitely.
So honestly, there are people who apply. They're probably the nicest people, but
I've never been to Disney
just
before.
because you love Mickey Mouse ice cream bars
Sure.
and you love, a Mickey Mouse balloon or you love, Space Mountain, doesn't necessarily qualify you to help plan others' vacations.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
So we have to make sure that the experience is there, the passion's there, the hard work is there. So we do make this a pretty selective process.
Yeah, for
Should
sure.
be.
For sure. We want to say thank you.
We have one more. The rapid fire.
Oh
Let's do
yeah,
rapid
we'll do
fire.
a
Oh,
rapid
boy.
fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for this?
Wait,
I don't
have that.
know. I need like a bulletproof vest or something.
This is really scary.
Uh-oh.
So we're going to ask you
Let me
a
find it.
series of questions, just some questions, and they're this question or that question. There's no overthinking it. Just it's this or that. Okay.
Back roads or toll roads?
Back roads.
Toll roads.
This one's pretty obvious. Disney or Universal?
Disney.
Disney.
Goofy or Donald?
Donald.
Donald.
Crooked Can or the Wine Room?
Crooked Can.
Icon Park or Old Town?
Old Town.
I Drive or Dr. Phillips Restaurant Row?
Dr. Phillips.
I Drive.
Legoland or Gatorland?
Legoland.
Legoland.
HOA or no HOA?
No HOA.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee.
Lots of it.
Turn signal or no turn signal?
Turn signal.
They're from Jersey. You have to use it there.
Zoom or in person?
Zoom.
Zoom.
And last but not least, are we with Mickey or Minnie?
Mickey.
Oh, so he's the lead.
He is the lead right there.
MickeyTravels.
MickeyTravels.
That's
there you
Not
go.
MickeyTravels.
Yes,
Exactly.
yeah, definitely. Thank you all so much for coming on the
Thank
show
you.
today.
This
We
was
really
so much
enjoyed
fun.
it.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
You guys
Awesome.
are
We
awesome.
enjoyed having you on the
Yes,
show.
thank you. Make sure you check out everything you can with MickeyTravels, and make sure you check them out on Instagram. Give them a like and a follow. And if you have any questions about your traveling or your travel agency needs, hit them up. Thank you so much for checking it out, y'all. We'll see you soon.